Are we recording now? Hey
I had a
everyone,
bit.
this is TTRPG, and we just finished our second session, uh, our official second session, session two, and a lot of things happened. It was a 3 hour long session. How does everyone feel?
Oh, it was
Good.
really
A
big.
little surprised on some of the stuff that happened.
Oh,
Mhm.
what was your favorite points for everyone? And we'll start with Mongo first.
Oh. I think my favorite part, one of my favorite parts, is Crib going with the flow when Brock decided that, well, we're best friends now, and you're gonna be a part of this conga line, and we're just gonna fucking party. It's gonna be great.
Mm-hmm.
And then getting the Queen and King involved. That man, that was great.
I
That was
was
so much
really
fun.
hoping. I set the DC so high. I was hoping you wouldn't get it.
But it's interesting how it all like plays together because like I wouldn't have been able to do what I like. It wouldn't have even been possible for us to even speak with the queen if it hadn't been for the fact that you had just went forward and tried something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I'm going for with this character, is like a mixture of like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure mixed with like this D&D, just being an
Hmm.
absolute goofball. So
Oh my god, I love it, and you actually sped jump. You actually like sped up the timeline for like certain things. So I don't know whether to thank you or to be mad at you for that, but like it's interesting seeing what's happening. I had to like really speed up things. So yes, Chris, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part was when we found the cultists, because that was a twist that I wasn't expecting. I was about to, 'cause I expected like, okay, this is this interdimensional thing that's been following us, and then when the cultists showed up and they were afraid and then they just died, I was like, oh, this campaign is getting serious.
Hmm.
Something big things are happening behind the scenes. And you know what? I'll say this. I'll say this. Y'all are more than on track to what's happening, which is surprising to me. I was expecting for y'all, like y'all doing good. Y'all doing good. Uh, Saren, tell us what your favorite part was.
Whew. My favorite part, probably the conga line scene in the city and just the chaos that ensued around that. Like that was good. That was really good. I'm loving Brock as a character. His energy is just so. I think it's a good balance because like Kriv and Zarin have like more serious kind of like personalities, whereas Kriv was like kind of like flexible and kind of go with the flow, whereas like Zarin's very like just no nonsense. And I think Brock and Eska add like that like brevity and like joy to our campaign that was just neat. I don't know. I just think it has a good balance. But we're all kind of ooh, the way it casually came up that Brock is like royalty and like I was like, wait, what? And has also made some dark deal with a dark with like Lord or something. Like, why are we all like mixing in with like dark magic?
so
It's too
one of my
funny.
other favorite thing, one of my other parts of this game is watching your guys' reaction to Brock going to a brothel, not to have sex, but to be cuddled and talk about his problems.
Hmm.
And the fact that like he's this boisterous, outgoing guy. His mother never loved him. His siblings tried to kill him, and he killed them by accident. Self-defense.
Yeah,
He's a royalty in exile. He's just like,
Yeah.
wow, buddy, you have nothing together right now. You are a
Mm-mm.
mess.
I would say.
And
Oh, go ahead.
watching everyone's reactions, like also, I thought we were gonna have like an RIP moment for for your character when your mom just started. I felt it was like one of those Cenobite moments. Like, I have such depressing things to tell you.
yeah,
Bomb, 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 bomb. I'm just
She
like,
she hit a nat one, and I was like, oh no.
friendly fire.
I was like, oh Jesus.
I felt like she was talking to all of us. That's what I felt like. I was like, this
yeah.
is just you. This feels like
what
friendly
would
fire.
she? What would she have said if If it hadn't been at one.
You would have had to like roll high to convince her to keep you in the house. It not too much higher, but DC for that was going to be like a good 16, maybe 18. So like you would have had to roll high, but actually it would have been 16. But like I know like your mother's like your mother strikes me as the type of person that like she could only put up with so much, and you have to be rigid around her. So that's how you would be able to stay with her for so long. You have to be like fucking rigid around her. So I just had to embody that. Plus, like, ooh, I'm glad that y'all said how like cold she was. And, like y'all like how like I did it because like I was nervous. I was pulling from a very real place of like my aunt like abusing me and my sisters. So like, uh, I knew exactly what to say, but I didn't know how it was coming off in tone. Because like while you're in it, you're not thinking about how you're sounding. You're just kind of like, I'm just trying to convey something, and I'm glad that it worked.
Yeah, it was a really good indicator that like where that was coming from when even the DM is sitting there going, I am so sorry. Like, disclaimer, I'm about to rake you over a hot lava. Just, it's done. It's razor blades for you. Like,
But like,
oh,
mechanically, like, I
oh yeah.
I have things for y'all to do. So I'm like, yeah, y'all love the city. Y'all love like hanging out here. Y'all don't have no problems. Y'all don't have no issues. No one in the city has issues. No one's poor. I'm like, how can I get y'all to go out and adventure? Because how? And I'm just like, y'all getting kicked out. Simple as that. Y'all just getting
A little verbal abuse.
like,
Yep, nothing like a little verbal abuse to motivate you to go on an adventure.
it's like while there's not a lot of bad things that while there's not a lot of bad things that happen in the city, there's still bad people. Bad people exist still. So it just happened. Your mom was one of those bad people, and today was the day. She's like, you know what, fuck you, bitch, get out of my house. She's giving me
Curse my luck.
I have a
Of
counterpoint.
course, my luck in a utopic city. I end up with an abusive mother.
I have a counterpoint to what you said earlier about all your NPCs being gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
The one with the weird head tumor thing. No,
she's
not.
She's old. She's old and wrinkly. She's a hag. She's actually a hag.
She had a head on top of her head. That is not.
It wasn't.
Nope.
It didn't look sentient. His eyes was just beating around and stuff like that. That's how you could tell. Like that's how she sees her visions is with that head, that tumor or whatever the fuck. Like
It was so disturbing.
I'm gonna just tell you, like she consumed her twin. That's essentially what.
It actually, she kind of gave off that. She kind of reminded me of. I don't know if anyone saw the second Hellboy movie, The Golden Army, where they go into the Goblin Market and the guy they're talking to has like the baby attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a part of him. That's kind of what I was thinking of. I was like, oh man, this is messed up.
Because I just wanted to like lean into like the creepiness of like the things that Saren and her mother get into. So I just really wanted to lean into like the apothecaries and stuff. Like I think they would just be like really creepy. Not necessarily bad people, because you know just because you're creepy doesn't mean you're bad. But like she you don't want to be like my child. I don't like she. I really wanted to give like very much so like old witchy like.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. You guys are excellent role players. Definitely a lot of fun to.
I think we're starting to get more into our characters and like flesh them out more.
I think so. I'm really trying to work on my voices and accents. My voice is very monotone and even, so it's very hard to like get myself to like perform voices.
I don't typically do a lot of voices in my games, mostly because I do better descriptively than I do with like trying to like I can describe pretty much anything. That's not difficult at all. but like trying to do my own voices, no. That's gonna come out all kinds of wrong. I'm not interested. So it's not a big deal. It's really just one of those flavor things. Just adds a little bit.
So I'm smiling like this because I do have an announcement.
So-
You all level up.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
Sweet.
Sweet.
I feel like you all.
What
I feel like you all.
what point?
Huh?
Sorry, go ahead.
I feel like you all sufficiently did enough for me, at least in this session, because y'all did a lot in this session. Y'all did enough for me to feel like I can give y'all a level up.
When did we like find out when we get our feats and like when do we get like our next like how do we know when we get a feat, or does that like randomly happen?
That
Yeah, that'll happen at 8th level. That'll happen at 8th level. Unless you're a rogue. Rogues and fighters, they get more feats than anybody else, possibilities than anybody else does, but typically it's going to be at 4, 8, 12, 16, and 19.
Yes. So that
Okay, and then what's the
that'll all be listed in like your class thing. So if you go through your class thing, you should see the list of your level ups.
okay? It doesn't say when the feats come in. I don't think it just says like ability score improvement
Yeah,
or
that's
origin feature.
so. Right. So the ability score improvement, because in 5th edition they're changing it. They're changing it from the next edition, but in 5th edition, feats are an optional rule.
Mm-hmm.
The core mechanic is getting an ASI
But you
of
could,
+2 or 2+1s. The optional rule is you can either go for the ASI or you can choose a feat.
right. So
So every time you get an ASI,
Okay.
you can choose a feat. So that's typically going to be every 4 levels.
yes.
Okay.
So I don't mean to talk over you. That's my
No,
problem.
you're fine.
Fair.
I need the help. But yes, that is the good news. You all level up. So take time to level up your character sheets. People who I said that I have things for, remind me. I think it's just Kriv and
You have something for, you have information for Crib. I know you have remember you have to think about what things would be in my mother's shop that I could have potentially stole.
yes, that as well. So I'll get back to you with that as well. Those are going to be like really like simple things. They'll do stuff, but like they're not. They're going to be like very mundane stuff, but they're still useful. So I'll figure that out for you. And then we also have to work on your mechanical thing that we talked about before the session.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I want to thank everyone for watching Out of the Box. Our time where we talk about what happened after the session. Actually, quick question for everyone. We're going to speed round this. What do y'all think is going to happen next session? Go. Mongol. Speed round. Speed round.
I think that we're going to get into some very weird shenanigans on behalf of the High Queen, and somebody might get in trouble.
Okay. Nigel, go. I had to think of your name for a second. My apologies.
Oh, I think we're gonna get into. I think we might meet some kind of like badass criminal or something. If it has to do with a prison break.
Mm. What do you think, Sarah? Go quickly.
I think we're gonna hopefully meet up with Eska again and start our travels, and maybe we'll even leave the area.
Okay, all right, that's good. That's good guesses. We'll see next time on Tales of Brainora. Thank y'all for coming. Make sure you like and subscribe. Everyone, say bye.
Bye, everyone.
Right.
All right, see y'all. See y'all in the ether.